Hello and welcome to this free training where I'm going to be showing you how you can build up your own marketing agency from zero to about 10K per month in revenue. I'm going to be walking you through what I call my blueprint that allows me to be able to do exactly that. So now, who exactly is this training for? This is for you if you are a digital marketer. In other words, maybe you work as a social media manager or you run your own social media marketing agency, you do Facebook ads, chatbots, stuff like that. Maybe you build websites, you are into graphic design. The common denominator with all these different types of work that you do is you are trying to find more clients and you're trying to find clients online. In this training, I'm going to be able to show you, I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can find clients, hopefully high ticket clients, so that you can easily make up to about 10K per month in revenue. And just to give you guys like a disclaimer, or just to start off this video, I just want to let you guys know I'm by no ways an expert. I'm not going to be talking to you about how to make $1 million or how to make like 100K per month and stuff like that, because I've never got to that level yet. I'm just a guy who's been running his own digital marketing agency. And for the past about 4 to 5 months, I have been able to successfully reach that 10K per month marker consistently. But of course, I started off from zero. I know what it's like to struggle, to fail, to get your first clients. You're saying you're in business, but it doesn't show because you've got no clients, you've got no results, and you feel like giving up. I've been there whereby I'm struggling to pay my rentals because I just don't have the business and I just don't have the experience to either find clients or to be actually confident to give my clients results. I'm going to be talking about all that, how you can overcome that in this video training, and maybe just to show you guys what exactly is possible. Usually when someone starts off like a training like this, there are two things. First and foremost, they're going to show you like their $1 million accounts of how much they've made and stuff like that. I don't have that. Why? Because I hadn't yet had this idea of actually creating this content or video training here when I was getting payments into my account. So I'm not going to show you like 100K or whatever, $10,000 or something like in my account. I'm going to show you actual transactions that I've done with my clients, but I don't have that. So if you're looking for that, apologies for that. And then the second thing is, usually when someone does a training like this, at the end, they're going to give you an offer. For example, maybe they're selling an online course or they're selling some program and stuff like that. I'm not going to sell you guys anything. This is just some content that I'm just creating because I realize that a lot of people are stuck exactly where I was stuck a while ago. And so I'm just wanting to reach out to as many people as I can to help you, like to just give you a hand to pull you up. Just to let you know, in the future, yes, I'm going to be selling online courses. So if you see me like a month or 2 months from now selling something, and then you're wondering how come he said he doesn't sell stuff, I'm going to eventually get there. But in this particular video, there's nothing for sale here. I'm just looking to help people to move from where they are to about 10K per month in revenue. And so let me just show you what's actually possible. I took a couple of screenshots from my PayPal account, and just to show you guys, maybe even before I even talk about those screenshots, if you see right here at the top, there's a logo there. That logo is actually written Yovarsity. Yovarsity is one of like the other businesses that I actually run. And just to show you, here's my website. I opened up the About Us page, and if you just go there, as you can see, it's yovarsity.com, About Us. It's actually written, founded by Marshall Malava in 2016. So on these PayPal screenshots, this logo here is the Yovarsity logo, right? So that's someone who's actually making a payment into my account. I just wanted to show that and just be clear about that. This is one of the businesses that I run. It's called Yovarsity, and as you can see, someone is paying, like, this is like a $1,000 payment. Really excited to get started. That's just one of the payments. And then here's another one. Someone else paid. This is like a week ago from when I'm actually creating this video. And someone paid $9,960. That's in US dollars, as you can see. And then the amount was $1,000, but it's 960 after PayPal makes its deductions. Then here's another payment of about 476. They made two payments, 239 and then 200. It came up to about this amount. As you can see, it's a 30% down payment deposit. And then here's another $1,000 that was paid. It was the 40% down deposit. If you notice something in common about all these, they are all deposit payments. Some people, when they reach out to their clients, they get them to pay maybe full payment upfront. I haven't yet got to that level. Currently, what I do is I get people to pay either 30%, 40%, or 50% down payments. These $1,000 here were half down payments for work to begin. So, in other words, on average, I was making about $2,000 um, per transaction or per work that needs to be done. And then what happens is that if you put all these together, it comes up to about 10K per month. If it's half of 1,000, half of 2,000 is about is 1,000. You add all of them together in full payment, it comes up to about 10K per month. So just to show you, it's not exactly difficult for you to get to that 10K per month marker. It's about you selling high ticket services, and it's about you getting a certain number of clients. If you're selling a product at 2K per month, all you need is 5 clients. If you are selling maybe at $1,000 per month, all you need is 10 clients. So, in other words, if you are maybe a graphic designer and you're currently maybe charging, let's say, $50 per logo design, you need to up your prices. You need to change your prices. And I'm actually going to be talking about some of that in terms of how exactly you can go about doing that. So that's the secret formula, if you want to call it that. If you want to reach 100K or $1 million, I can just give you the advice. Though I haven't yet got there yet. The best way or the fastest way to get there is to actually increase the price of your products. You just have to make sure that what you are offering people is actually valuable. You don't want to be selling people something that's cheap and they can easily get somewhere else. But you want to position yourself and you want to position your products in a way that people are actually willing to pay for your stuff, because you know your stuff. You can get people results, and it's something that they wouldn't ordinarily um, get somewhere else. So I'm just going to walk you through, like I mentioned, that this is just going to be my blueprint of how you can move from 0 to 10K per month. And like I mentioned, I've been able to do this for myself for the past 4 or 5 months. When I started, I was on zero, I was stuck, I was in trouble, going nowhere. But once I discovered some of these things that I'm about to show you, it became easier. And hopefully the next video I'm going to create in the next couple of months is going to be how to get to 25K, how to get to 50K and above, because I'm actually implementing this stuff and building up my agency. For now, my agency is a one-man band, but I'm actually learning how to expand it, get more people on board so that I can scale and actually do more. So the first thing that you need to do, I'm just going to share with you 5 things about how exactly you can move from 0 to 10K. The first thing that you need to do is that you need to pick one particular niche that you want to work with. A niche basically is like a category of businesses that you work with, or another example is like an industry that you want to work with. For example, if you are into digital marketing, you're building websites, become known as a specialist web designer for this particular industry. Maybe you build websites for coaches, or you build websites for, let's say, maybe doctors or lawyers or chiropractors or something, but one specific niche. And here's a couple of reasons. First and foremost, if you pick the right niche, you will be able to charge more, right? You want to be able to charge more. You want to be able to charge people who, when you tell them your price, they're not worried about the price, but they're more worried about whether you can deliver value or not. And I can actually show you how to deliver value. So you want to pick the right niche. Here's what I did when I started off. When I started off just focusing on graphic designing and looking for clients online. So what I used to do is that I would join maybe freelancer groups. That made sense at that time, but it was a big mistake. Why? Because if you join a freelancer group looking for clients, yes, people are going to jump in there and post like, yes, I'm looking for a graphic designer to do this and that. But if you're joining a freelancer group, the problem with those groups is that you're not the only one in there, which means that everybody's going to be competing for one client. If one client shows up per day, you're going to have about maybe 40 to about 70, depending on the size of the group, 40 to 70 different freelancers who are all competing for that same client. So what's going to happen is that the first person who sees the post might likely get the client. But for everyone else who jumps in, it's what we call the race to the bottom. Everybody is going to start posting saying that, okay, if he says he can do a logo design for you for $100, I can do it for you for 90. Then the next person, I can do it for 80. The next person, I can do it for until you are actually charging something like $10 or $15 for your design work, and it's not going to get you anywhere. You can't afford to take care of yourself. You can't do anything by charging such low figures. But if you work on working with people in particular niches that you know that they need your services and they have got the ability to pay, it will get you better results. And for example, I'm going to show you later on the type of niche that I work with. I mainly work with people who sell courses online and people who are based in places like maybe the UK or the United States. Why? Because I know that they have got a higher probability of paying based on what they're trying to achieve. So that's the first thing. You want to make sure that you are targeting a profitable niche. Don't just focus on any niche, but look for a particular niche that you know that these people have got the ability to actually pay. Here's another example. If you want to work with maybe coaches, people who train other people how to do other stuff, don't just look for any type of coach, but maybe look for particular coaches that sell high ticket offers. For example, maybe someone who their programs they start from maybe about 25K and above. They're training different business leaders and stuff like that how to do certain stuff. You know that if someone actually charges 25K for maybe their coaching service, they won't have a problem with paying you maybe $2,000 or $3,000 maybe for your Facebook ads management or something like that, because they have got the ability to pay. So that's just another example. The next thing that happens is when you pick a particular niche, you begin to learn their language. You want to learn and know what they talk about, how they talk, how they express themselves. I just basically call that a language. The reason why is because you want to know what moves them and what's always on their mind, such that when you come and make an approach to them, you're speaking the same language as them. You want them to be able to understand you. You want to be able to speak in a way that makes sense to them. One thing that I've seen a lot of digital marketers do when they're approaching clients is that you use a language that makes sense to other digital marketers, but it doesn't make sense to a client. For example, if you're doing Facebook ads and then you're telling the person that, okay, what I'm going to do for you is that I'm going to set up like your website using a funnel. I'm going to set up maybe a funnel using ClickFunnels. I'm going to connect it maybe to a chatbot so that we can increase your engagement. I'm going to be capturing emails, using a ref URL and stuff like that. And then I'm going to put a Facebook pixel on your website. What's going to happen is that we're going to be able to track visitors. After tracking those visitors, what we're going to do is that we're going to create custom audiences on Facebook. That makes a whole lot of sense to me because I'm a digital marketer. But when you're speaking to a particular client, they've got no idea what you're talking about. And here's something that you need to note. People don't care about what methods you use. They care about the results. So talk in a way that makes sense to them, that they can clearly see the results. Another thing that you can actually do, which I'm actually going to talk about in the coming points, is you want to be able to demonstrate the results. You don't just want to tell people what you can do, and don't boggle them with all this crazy terminology. Just basically show them the results that they want. Talk about stuff like, why is someone in business? Someone is in business because they want to make profit, right? Why do they want to make profit? They want to take care of their family. They want to be able to make sure that their medical aid and stuff like that is paid. They want to go on a holiday. That's the stuff that they are passionate about. Talk about those things, that if you use me and my products, I'm going to be able to help you to save more money. I'm going to be able to help you to plan for your holiday during the holiday season, stuff like that. Use a language that they understand. If you're speaking to people who are selling real estate, what do they talk about? How do they talk? You want to focus on one niche until you become a master of that. And then the next thing is that you want to master their pain points and what they want to achieve. Basically, pain points are the things that make people not sleep at night. Pain points are the things that bother them. For example, for people who are trying to do business online, one thing that they all need is lead generation. In other words, an ability to capture people's emails, an ability to capture people's phone numbers. Why? Because the bigger your list, the bigger the amount of clients or people that you're able to reach out to, and which means that you probably can market more and get more sales. So everybody, one thing that they all have in common when they go online is that they're trying to get bigger lists, or they're trying to do lead generation. Focus on what exactly can I say to this person to show him that I can help him to build up his list or to help him with lead generation. The other major thing is that they all want to make sales. They want to make sales. They just need a proper step-by-step procedure of how exactly they can get online and get more sales. Your job is to explain to them how you are going to do that. And obviously, the methods that you're going to be using are the tools that you have at your disposal. For example, your graphic designer, your web designer, whatever it is. So there are two things that motivate people to buy. The first one is pain, and the second one is reward. When someone is going through pain, they will look for a solution. If it's in the middle of the night, even if it's, let's say it's 2 a.m. in the night, you are asleep, and then your head starts banging. Your head starts banging. I'm telling you, like tears are flowing down your eyes because your head is banging. You're not going to try and continue sleeping and get back to your dream. You're going to wake up and go and look for a Panadol, an aspirin, or whatever it is that you use as a painkiller. Why? Because you want to address that pain point right now. When you have got a financial problem, and then people tell you that you need to pay this amount of money by this particular date, everything else has to stop, or else you're going to lose your house, or else you're going to lose your car, stuff like that. Everything else stops. Why? Because you need to address this pain point. That's the number one reason why people buy stuff. They buy stuff because they're trying to alleviate the pain that they're experiencing. So you need to be clear on what are the pains that business owners or whoever it is that your target niche is, what are they experiencing, and how can I use it to my advantage? The other reason why people buy is the reward. People want a reward. They want a reward for being successful. They want a reward for achieving certain results. Rewards are one of the great motivators, but they're not as big as pain points. For example, when someone starts off a business, the first reason why maybe they start a business is because they're trying to take care of their family. That's a pain point. But now when they reach that mark whereby they're consistently taking care of their family, they now want to do more stuff like going on holiday and stuff like that. Those are just basic rewards for their work. So you want to know those two things. What are the pain points and what are the rewards? What do they want to get? What problem are they trying to solve? And then what reward or enjoyment in life are they trying to achieve? When you get to someone and you talk at that level, it'll be hard for them to say no to you, especially when you are able to show them how what you do relates to them getting those particular results. So the reason why you are now focusing on this whole niche is because my last point is that you want to become a specialist with testimonial results. The more you focus on one particular niche, focusing on one industry, what happens is that you start off with your first client, and then using what the experience you had with your first client, if they can give you a testimonial, you now can go back to you go to the next client and say, hey, do you know what? I got these results for so and so. This is what I'm able to do for you. And then you work with them. And then now that you've got two testimonials, you then can go to the next person and say, hey, I've been doing this for these two other clients, right? And so on and so on and so on. And now think about this. Let's say that you are a business owner and you want to hire someone who can help you maybe to do Facebook ads for your, let's say you are a dentist, right? You want someone who can do Facebook ads for your dentist business. I'm forgetting the word right now, but yeah, for your practice, right? Who are you going to hire? Are you going to hire someone who has got, let's say, maybe a degree or a master's in digital marketing, right? They've got their paperwork, they look good, they're fresh from the university, they have got a master's. In other words, they're a master of digital marketing. Are you going to hire them, or you're going to hire someone who is a specialist in Facebook ads for dentists, and he has got a track record of working with 10 other dentists? Who exactly do you think you're going to hire? Obviously, if you say the second one, you are absolutely right. You're going to work with the person who has got particular industry knowledge in your niche, someone who has got results in your niche, because you're not just looking for someone who is a jack of all trades, but you're looking for someone who is actually specialized in what you are trying to do. And so that's exactly the type of person that you need to become, the type of person who is a specialist in one industry, and people will be more willing to actually work with you and sign up with you. Okay, so that's the first thing. You need to find a particular niche. The second thing, or the next question, is where exactly do you find these people, and how do you go about it? How do you find a particular niche, and how do you find a group of them, such that you are not just marketing to one person today and tomorrow you've got no one to market to, but you've got a whole bunch of people? And so my answer is Facebook groups. Facebook groups online. Let me tell you, there are lots of ways in which you can look for clients, but the one I want to talk to you about in this particular training is using Facebook. Facebook is unique, and Facebook, if you use it the right way, you can get a lot of great results. And let me just come here and let me just go to my Facebook profile and let me just show you like an example. Let's say that I want to work with coaches, right? People who train other people how to do particular stuff. And let me just say, I want to work more in particular with business coaches, right? All I have to do is just come here to the Facebook graph search, and then I just click on search. And then Facebook is going to give me these thousands of results. What I want to do is that I want to come here, right here at the top, and click on groups, right? What it's going to do is that it's going to show me groupings of different people, but who are all coaches. These people are all in different locations, different countries, different types of coaches or industries, but they are all coaches, right? So not only do you niche down in terms of I'm only working with coaches, but you can actually niche down and say I'm working specifically with business coaches, or I'm working with diet coaches, or I'm working with fitness coaches. It's just an issue of you typing in the keyword right here. But as you can see right here, if I look at the first one, the Business Coach Dojo group, 2,500 posts. I've been a member since July. That's one group that I'm part of. Here's the next one. This one has got 8,400 members. This one has got 2,700 members. This one I can't tell because I'm part of it. This one has got 2,900 members. This one has got 6,000 members. As you can see, these are groupings of people who have just come to this group and they have joined. Usually when they're joining these groups, maybe there's a particular reason why they're joining. For example, this one says coaches helping coaches. In other words, it's a group where people can share maybe their experiences, share different methods of getting clients and stuff like that, marketing methods, whatever. But they're all coming in there because there's a particular cause. There's something that they're trying to achieve. All you have to do is join these particular groups that are according to your niche, and then join them as if you're someone who is part of their mission, what they're trying to do. And then once you're inside there, you start monitoring what are these people talking about, what are their problems, what are their challenges. Remember what I was saying earlier on about niching down until you know people's pain points and stuff like that. You do that by joining those groups and being part of those groups, and then reading other people's posts. Like if I click on this one, this is one that I've actually joined. People are going to be posting a whole lot of stuff. All you just do is you pay attention to people's content, right? What are they posting? What are they talking about? And eventually, what you're going to come across is you're going to find someone who's going to be saying something like, I need help with logo design or what. Do you know anyone who can help me with that? That's an opportunity for you to actually reach out and get a client. And I'm just about to show you in the next point how exactly you can reach out, because a lot of people are going to be responding either as a service provider, or they're going to be making reference to someone that they have actually worked with. So you're just going to be in here looking out for that, people who are looking for help, or people who are just sharing different posts, and you want to learn what exactly do these people need, right? And how can I tie down my services in order to help them achieve whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. Not everybody in here is going to be a potential client. Or when you look for the people in whom you know that you actually can help and bring value to. So you want to join those Facebook groups, select people according to their location. Another thing that I can do here in the search is, rather than just saying business coach, if you remember where I searched there, rather than just saying business coach, you actually can say business coaches. Let's say, for example, if you are in California, in the States, you can say California. Or if you are in Cape Town, South Africa, you can say Cape Town, South Africa. You can choose people according to their locations. And then it's going to show you the people who are closest to you in terms of that location that you have selected. The next thing is also want to join groups with engagement. If you notice here, it says that there have been like 25 posts. Which one was it? 20 posts a day. In other words, people are engaged. People are actually talking in here. You don't want to join groups where it says 2 posts in the last 3 months. It means that there is no activity in there. It means that those people, probably if you post something in there, they're not even going to see your post or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you're joining groups where there's actually engagement, like 20 posts a day and stuff like that. When you jump in there, it's not those marketing groups where people are saying, I sell this, I sell that, I sell this, I sell that. Stay away from those. Look for people who are who are focusing on a particular topic, trying to learn something in particular, and they're asking a lot of questions. And if it relates to what you can provide a service to, then make sure that you're also engaging there. So yeah, like I mentioned, read through the comments and find opportunities to add value. Then moving on to the third point, the next thing that you then want to do in these Facebook groups is that you want to give value. You want to give value. And just to show you an example, if I come here, let me just go on home, and then I say official Kajabi users groups. This is one of the groups that I'm actually part of. My agency actually helps people who use Kajabi. Kajabi is a software that people use to build websites when they want to sell courses online. There are many different websites you can use. You can use ClickFunnels, you can use Kajabi, you can use Thinkific, you can use Katra. There are many, but the one that I've chosen to specialize in is this one that is called Kajabi. And so, yeah, one of the reasons why I joined Kajabi is because Kajabi is a platform where people actually have to pay to use the product. So if you're thinking of following my direction, you can, but remember, you have to pay to use this product. So one of the reasons why I actually was willing to pay is because I'm a course creator myself. But aside from that, when people pay for particular products, right? For example, they're paying for Kajabi or they're paying to use ClickFunnels, you know that they are buyers. You know that there are people who are willing to pay. Remember, my first point was that you want to pick a particular niche where people are willing to pay. So I know that these people are willing to pay because they are already paying for the product, right? And this group has got about 15 to 16,000 people currently who are using this product, and a lot of them need help. And so what happens is that if I just search for my name here and I say Marshall um, Malava, you see that there are a couple of posts that I have made in here, right? Different posts because I actually engage in this group. And here's just an example of one of them that I just took a screenshot of. I created this post where I'm saying to people, this is how you get paid for a course before you create it. In other words, I was saying to course creators that one challenge that a lot of course creators have is, first and foremost, when they're selling their courses, or maybe they've created a course, the first challenge that they have is that once they've created it, they realize that, hey, who's going to buy my course? Where do I find people who are going to buy my course? And then they realize that they need to build up an email list. So everyone comes to that point whereby they realize that. The other challenge that they realize is that in order for them to build an email list or to actually get people to buy their courses, they need money for Facebook ads and for traffic and stuff like that. So what I did is that I came up with a post that I just created that teaches people how to actually get the money that they need to promote their courses. Like here, I'm saying this is how you get paid for a course before you create it. In other words, you're getting people to pay you to create a course. I just created content about that and I wrote an article about it and I shared it in the group. And as you can see, I had about 104 engagements there. That's people who either liked or just showed a heart or a wow, stuff like that. And then I had 104 comments. This is what I mean by you need to share value posts. Just creating something that you know is going to be very, very helpful to people. And you just take it and then you just share it in the group. And basically, what will then happen is that people will start asking you questions, people will start commenting, people will start thanking you. Some people will actually start messaging you and start inboxing you, asking for help or asking you to further explain how exactly this works. And those then become opportunities for you to get clients, right? Remember what I said, you don't need many clients. You just need about 5 people. If you're charging them about 10K per month, you need about 5 people who will pay you $2,000, or you need about 10 people who you can charge $1,000 to. And that's how you're going to be getting to 10K. Now, notice this, I had 104 comments. Let's slash out some people there. Half of those responses were my responses to people who had actually commented. I remember on this particular post, I got about 28 people who then resulted, I then got onto phone calls with, and we spoke. We're using either Zoom or we're using Skype because most of these people are based in the UK or the States or different countries. And I'm based in Africa currently. So about 28 of those people, I got onto calls with them, and I tried to find somewhere where I could help them. And 7 of those people actually became clients. So just from one post like this, 104 comments, I was able to get 7 clients. And of course, I didn't charge all of them 2,000. Some of them needed different things. So one person maybe I charged maybe 500, another person I charged maybe 2K. It was varying. But my point is, I got different clients from just one post like this. So think about it. If you are able to find a good group where there's high levels of engagement, like this one that I'm part of, and then you create content, it doesn't have to be every single day. Maybe you can come up with maybe 2 or 3 posts per week, and you post it in there, and you're getting results like this. It's going to become simpler and easier for you to find clients. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's going to be much easier. So once you get clients who are people who are interested in your post, I'm going to talk to you in the next post, next point about what exactly you should do with them. But another thing that you then can do is when people are interacting with your posts like this, you then can send friend requests to people, right? Like if someone just comes here and likes, just send them a friend request. Why? Because they have seen something that you have posted and they identify with, right? And because you are sharing content, they start seeing you as an authority or as someone who knows, right? So what you want to do is that you want to just send them a friend request. If they accept your friend request, what you are then going to be doing later on is on your personal profile, not a Facebook page, but on your personal profile, you can also be sharing some like valuable information just to help people, right? And because now they're your friends, they're going to want to engage with you. They might not jump on as a client now, but if you send them a friend request and then you keep posting content later in the future, they can become a client later on. It doesn't always have to be now, but also think about later on. So you want to send them friend requests. To the people who respond, these ones like these ones here, then they will be added to your potential list of buyers. The next thing that you then can do is that you can introduce yourself and send them some valuable information without trying to sell to them. Once someone has become your friend, maybe just give it some time, and then just actually send them like some valuable information that you know can start a conversation and get them on the phone with you, and hopefully you can close them as a client. So use value videos, product mock-ups, and audios if you can. And I just wanted to just show you a couple of examples, and then I will explain what those are exactly. Like here, there's someone here. I blocked out the name and the picture for obvious reasons. I don't want you looking for these people. Not that I don't trust you, but yeah, it's not good to actually just share information like that online. Anyway, so as you can see, that's a video of me right there, and I sent this to this person. Hi, Christine made this video for you. It's just a video that's giving them value. Because what I do is that once someone sends me, once someone accepts my friend request, and I know that they're actually from the group of people that I'm targeting, what I do is that I do some research. I try and figure out, okay, this person, who are they? What are they selling? What are they doing? So I go to their Facebook. Let me see, maybe do I actually talk about that in the next points? I should be talking about, yes, I actually talk about that in the next point. So yeah, I'll show you just now. But yeah, I just do some research on them, and based on the research that I've found, I then create a video that explains what I think they should be doing better so that they can get better results in whatever it is that they're trying to do. And remember, like I mentioned, the more you focus on one niche, you start knowing what their pain points are. So I know what they're trying to do. And basically, this video is about me sharing how they can achieve what they're trying to do, because I know exactly what they're trying to do. And as you can see here from the response, hi, Marshall, yes, this was helpful. I'm interested in talking with you. Uh, they're mentioning that they've transitioned their business and they have a business partner, and they've been looking for someone just like me who can help them. Now think about it, this person is part of this same group with me, right, where there are thousands of other people who also can help them to achieve what it is that they're trying to do. But the reason why this person ended up becoming a client, as you can see, they mentioned here that I want to get on a call with you, and after we got on a call, they actually became a client. The reason why they became a client is because what I reached out to them, right? And then they became a 4-figure client. So that's just one example. Here's another example of a video. As you can see, that's me right there in the corner. I was using a camera that's not so good, but it's not about the quality of the video, but it's about the value that you bring to people. So I just reached out to this guy. I spoke to him about his website. I spoke to him about his Facebook page, a couple of things that I think he can do better. Because for these two examples I've shown you, what I was actually offering was to help them build up their websites in Kajabi and to actually manage their social media, their Facebook ads. And then, as you can see, he mentions that, yes, I would love to have a conversation with you about this, right? So these are what I call value videos that I was just sending to these people. And then here's another example of someone that I reached out to. I went to a website. They shared, was doing a lot of things correct, but one thing that I noticed is that she hadn't had any. She wasn't doing any Facebook ads, firstly, and in terms of branding herself and her material, it wasn't really well done. So I just went to a site, took an image of her, worked on a nice background cover for one of her products, and then I said, "Hey, this is what." This was for one of her lead magnets. In other words, something that she was giving away for free so that she could capture people's emails. I said to her, "Hey, this is what it can actually look like so that you can attract more people." And then as you can see, hi Jennifer, I came across you in Kajabi group and thought I would reach out. So I just sent this to her. And then luckily she responded, "Wow, I'm impressed by your work. I love it. Can we get on a call and we talk?" And then that's what we did. So what type of information do I look for that can add value to people? The first thing that I do is that I check out what they post in the group. What questions are they asking? For example, I mentioned I come to a group here and then I just go through what are people talking about. Here's just an example. Here's someone asking, has anyone moved from WordPress using MemberPress to Kajabi? I'm struggling to know what to do with people who are on a payment plan or who are paying a monthly membership. All this makes sense to me because what I specialize in this. This was posted like 11 minutes ago. As you can see, someone there responded. I can also take some time to respond. Or what I can do is if I have got experience in using MemberPress, like she's talking about here, I can create a quick video and say, "Hey, Kate, my name is Marshall and I saw your post. I just thought I'd create this video for you." And then I just walk her through the process, how to do exactly what she's asking, right? And then I just send it to her. And then doing that results in these, like these examples that I was showing you, that these people ended up saying, "Let's get on a call." It's just sending people value. So check out what they post in the group, what questions are they asking, and then respond to them, right? The next thing that you can do is that you can go to their Facebook profile, right? Like, for example, if I say the same person here and I just click there and I come to their profile, I try and look at, okay, where can I add value? What value can I add here to this person based on the services that I offer? Maybe let me mention my services again. I can do graphic design, I can do web design, I can do Facebook ads, and I can build chatbots. Okay, so based on those four things that I do, where can I help? Hey, I'm Kate. This is my personal page for business. Connect with me right here. Okay, first and foremost, she's got this, which makes sense. She's trying to use this for business, right? But what business does she do? I can't just connect with her if I don't know what she does. So that's the first point of value that I've already noticed, right? I can actually create an image here for her that briefly describes what she does. And even better, I can create something that she can give away for free here that people will have to download, so that what happens, so that she then can get their contacts, whether it's an email address or a phone number, in exchange for them downloading whatever it is that they want. And that's basically something that I call a profile funnel. There's something here that I wrote profile funnel. And just to give you an example of what a profile funnel looks like, to show you what I'm using for myself, let me just get a sip of water. This is what a profile funnel looks like, right? So as you can see, this is like my personal profile. By the time you see this, depending on when you see this, it might have changed because I have different lead magnets. I've got different things that I'm trying to get to people. So as you can see, it says the course launch blueprint guide. Basically, my profile is designed to attract people who are trying to launch their courses, right? Want to learn how to sell your course and make 4 to 5 figures in 9 days before you create it. Do you want to build your list fast, generate sales, collect testimonials, that blah, 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 blah. Click here to download. So when someone comes to my profile, they have to click, like here it says click here. It's just a button that I put there, but it's not actually a button. It doesn't exactly work. What happens is if you just click there, it's going to open this page, right? And then I put a link there for people to click. When they click on that link, they are then going to be taken to somewhere else where it's loading, it's loading, it's loading, it's loading, it's loading. My internet is a bit slow, sorry for that. But basically, what will happen is that they then can enter their email address in order to get whatever it is that I'm offering. And so that's one of the ways that you actually can get clients' contact details. You want to use like a lead magnet, right? So this is what I can create for this lady, Kate. Kate, she needs to have something like that. I can just use it myself. I use Photoshop and I use Corel. You can use something like Canva, just to basically help her to generate that, so that she can get more people who are. She can target better the people that she's trying to reach out to. So that's just an example. I hope that makes sense to you. The next thing you can look at is the content that they share. For example, you can just scroll down and try and see what content is she sharing. Like here, I'm seeing she's sharing a lot of content about herself, and she's sharing stuff about like maybe her kids and her family. But remember what she said there at the start. Hey, I'm Kate. This is my personal page for business. In other words, if you are trying to use this for business, you should be posting stuff about business, right? Um, so that's something that I can actually reach out to her and give her value about, right? Does that make sense? I can help her to do that. So it's just an issue of just trying to find what can I have a conversation with this person about, where I can add value to them. The next thing that you can then do is look at the Facebook page. Usually sometimes what some people would do is that if they have a Facebook page, like as you can see here, it says manages the interior designer hub. You can just click on that, and it's going to usually take you to their Facebook page. Some people put the page there, some people don't. The other thing that they might include here is their website. So here, as you can see, it's opening the Facebook page. I can go to the Facebook page, see what they're posting. I can take this link, this name here, and I can actually find out if they are running Facebook ads. So all I have to do that is I just have to copy, click on control copy, right? And then I just come to, I say facebook.com/ads /library, right? And then it will open, and all I have to do is just paste the name of that page. And as you can see, it appears the Interior Designers Hub, right? And that's the page. As you can see, it's the same page. So what I then can do is that I'll just say filter by, I think I can say all, or if I know where she is in particular, if maybe she's in the States, I'll just say States there, United States. But as you can see, it says there are no ads that match your search criteria. In other words, the lady is not running any Facebook ads currently. So if I'm managing ads for different people and I know that she's a good potential client, I can reach out to her and I can say, hey, so and so, and I start talking to her about the benefits of running ads. I can even give her an example of an ad and just basically give her value about what she could potentially can do, or results she can get from actually running Facebook ads. So that's just another example of what I actually share with people. Website link. If they have got a website, you well, for her, she doesn't have a website that I can see here. Another place that you can first check here if she has a website. If she doesn't have it, you can just come here on the page and come to the about section, right? People usually, actually, there it is. Just click on that. People usually put their website in the about section, and then from being here, you can also try and look for somewhere where you can add value. For example, someone, it just says courses, blog, login. First thing that I usually look for is there something that they are using as a lead magnet? If they don't have a lead magnet, that's the first thing that I'm going to talk to them about. Why you need a lead magnet? Because you need a lead magnet so that you can build up your email list fast, and I help them to do that. Other thing that I do, but I'm just realizing I didn't put it here, is that I actually have got something that we call a Facebook pixel helper. It's just this icon that usually appears here that tells me whether you are using Facebook ads or not on your website. Unfortunately, I just reloaded my Chrome and I didn't install it here. Sorry about that, but you can just easily just search for it. That's Facebook pixel helper. It will show you whether a website uses Facebook ads or not. It identifies whether a website has got a Facebook pixel or not. Some websites some people might be using Facebook ads, but if they don't have a pixel, it means that they're not retargeting the people who actually visit their websites. So that's somewhere where you can add value. Once you gather the information you need, walk them through your process, which will give them their desired outcome. In other words, based on what you find here. And let me tell you, there's so many different ways that you actually can find out information from people. And maybe in my other trainings and stuff like that, I could give you a couple of ideas. But for now, I'm just focusing on Facebook. But once you have found the information, use it to your advantage. Just put it in a sequence whereby you explain to them um, where they are and where they could be. And just show them that the gap between where they are and where they could be is you and your process, right? The next thing that happens is once you send like this valuable information to them and it helps. Okay, let me actually mention something here. Not every single person who you send this stuff to is going to respond positively. But this is one of the best methods, one of the most effective ways to get clients. From every person that I send maybe videos, out of every 10 that I send videos to, usually 4 or 5 respond back, and maybe about 2 of those become clients, right? Compared to sending like 50 messages to different people and then none of them respond and Facebook just either red tags my account and says that I'm spamming people, right? And then maybe one out of every 50 results in a phone call, right? And then one in every maybe 100 becomes a client. Those figures really suck. So this is like one of the best methods that I've used, and it's great results. And remember what I said, you only need 5 clients to get to 10K. So you don't have to do too many of these videos. The more you do it, the better you become at it, and the easier you find it to identify the type of people who will be your ideal client. The next thing that happens once you send that video and you ask, was this helpful? They say yes, and they say, I'd love to have a conversation with you. What you then want to do is that you want to schedule a free call to add more value. Don't charge anyone anything yet. Just get on a free call with them to get to know them. Hi, so and so. Hope you're having a great day. So then what you do is that you lead them through a couple of questions that are going to help you to identify first and foremost whether they're the type of client that you want to work with, because you don't want to work with everyone. There are some people, you know, that you're charging $2,000, right? There's some people who say, yes, I want a phone call with you. And then they get on a phone call. And then they want you to do $2,000 work for $200. Those are not the clients you should be working with. Stick to your pricing. Maybe they might negotiate down a bit, and let's say maybe you get to about 1,500, somewhere there. Yes, those things happen all the time, but not a client who's gonna say from $2,000 they want I don't know what's that, 80% off. I'm not too good with the mathematics on percentages, but they take you from 2,000 to 200, and you're not even running a promotion like that. Those are not the people that you want to work with. You want to work with particular people. And the best way for you to know whether this person is the right person for you or not, the word that we use is whether they're the right fit or not, is by asking them a series of questions, right? You just take them through a couple of questions. And then the other thing that you also then do is that you give them value. You give them value. Just show them that you're the right person to talk to. Ask them questions like, okay, so what is it that you are trying to do? Obviously, when you do your research, you get an assumption of what they're trying to do, but you want to ask questions that really go in depth in terms of what exactly they're trying to do. And just to maybe just give even more value to you, depending on where you're watching this. If you're watching on Facebook, obviously there's a comment section. Make sure you leave a comment, ask me particular questions, ask me to clarify anything that I'm talking about here, and I'll do that for you. If you're watching YouTube, you can do the same thing. If you're watching this on my website, I think there's a comment section. I will make sure that there's a comment section. Make sure you ask me any questions, and I will just do my best to answer. The other thing I should have mentioned is this exact script, this blueprint here, I'm going to put like a download button below the video so that you can download it and just go through it and just benefit from it, right? Okay, so anyway, you schedule a call with them, right? And we usually call this a discovery call or a strategy session, whereby you are finding out more about them and you're asking leading questions, questions that are going to lead them to a point whereby they realize that, you know what, I actually need to work with this person. This person is the right person. And then you just add value, right? And then if you feel that this person is the right fit to work with, you transition into a sales call. In other words, once you talk to this person and show them what's possible, that you can actually do this and do this and do this and do this, and then they are wowed. They're like, wow, man, I never thought about this. This is really, really helpful. You then can ask a question like, okay, would you like to see what it would be like if I was to help you to work on this and get you these results? And then if they say yes, you change it into a sales call. And what you basically do is that you use a sales script. If I was to give you guys all the information at one go, it would just be too much. So I'm going to mention these things, but maybe in my other trainings and stuff like that, I could probably give you guys this stuff. But you just get a sales script, a couple of questions that you're walking people through to a point whereby you then tell them the price. You never just tell someone the price right from the start, because you need to justify first and foremost the value. You need to make sure that in their minds, in their perception, what you are talking about is so valuable. The other thing that you want to do is that you want to build what we call an irresistible offer. The reason why someone will pay you $2,000 for logo design, or for you to maybe just set up a funnel for them, is because they feel what you are going to give them is worth more than the money that they're paying. And that's exactly what we call an irresistible offer. So you just take them through your irresistible offer, that this is what I can do for you. I can help you to do A, B, C, and D. And the way that you say it, you focus more on benefits than focusing on the attributes or the features, because people don't care about what you're going to do. All they care about is the results that you're going to give them at the end of the day, right? Then once you do that, you go for the sale. You then tell them that this is the price, this is how much I charge for this, right? And don't try and be shaky or something, especially if it's your first time charging maybe about $2,000, $3,000. Just say your price and just keep quiet so that you can see the type of response the person is going to give you. This works very, very well. Why? Because there are two type of people that you encounter. The first one will say, oh my God, that's too expensive, right? And then there are things that you then can do. Either you can explain or give them more value, or basically you are able to do that by asking them questions like, okay, do you feel it's too expensive? Why do you feel it's a bit too expensive? Ask them questions that reveal exactly where their type of thinking. Why? Because usually when someone says that's too expensive, what they really are saying is that the value that you are showing is not enough in my mind, right? That's usually what they're saying, not necessarily that they can't afford, or they just basically can't afford. So you want to find out where that type of person is. The other type of person that you'll encounter is when you say $2,000, they might feel that, okay, this is cheap. I was expecting more. Will I really get my money's worth, right? So you want to just keep quiet and see where someone is. Just pause for a few seconds and then ask leading questions so that you can find out exactly where someone is, right? Once they say yes to your sale, you send them a contract right there and then when you are still on the phone. You don't want to send them a contract later on. Why? Because people get busy. People might get interrupted and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you send them a contract there and then, and you make it nice and simple. You don't want to do those 20-page contracts, especially if you're just charging maybe about $2,000. If you're charging 15K and above, yes, you need to have those big contracts. But if you're charging about, let's say, about 2K, 3K, we don't even call them contracts. We call them more of like engagement letters, right? Where it just explains what you're going to do for them, and then there's a signed promise that you make right there. Once that's done, depending on what pricing model you have chosen to work with, you can actually receive payment. You send them also like your PayPal link or whatever way that you want to receive cash. You do that. And then the next thing that you then do after you receive cash is that you create an onboarding email. Basically like an onboarding email You send it to them. What that means is that it's like a welcome email, an email that says welcome to working with whatever your business is, and then the things that maybe like you would need from them, like if you're building their website and ClickFunnels, maybe their login details, stuff like that. If you're doing Facebook ads for them, maybe your process of how exactly you can get access to the Facebook ads manager, or maybe like their Facebook page, whatever your process is, right? And just to let you know, you don't have to do all these processes exactly as they are. This is just me speaking based on my experience and what I've been doing for myself, right? So you can just cater it to the way that you want. Okay, tools that you will need to use when you're doing this. You can use like a software that's called Calendly. Let me just go to calendly.com, right? Calendly.com is what I use for like booking calls, for people to actually book a call with me. You can just schedule calls. So there's a free option, then there's a paid option. I recommend that you just start off with the free option, because it allows you to book one type of call. But if you want to do different types of calls, you then have to use the paid option. This is the basic site. You can just sign up with your email, with your Facebook, or whatever you want to use. And it's just so simple to use. Maybe because of time, I won't exactly show you the way that it works, because it's just so simple to use. You just sign up, but after you've signed up, what you then do is that you choose what time frame you want your calls to be. Is it 15-minute call, 30-minute call, or 1 hour call? Or then there's actually longer, but you can do it. For you to access the longer, you have to actually pay for that. And then it's going to ask you, okay, are there any particular questions that you need for someone to answer? First question that obviously is they have to answer is, what's your name, what's your email address? If you want to include their phone number, include their phone number, and then ask some maybe qualifying questions. If let's say maybe they want to work with you, and then you say that, how much are you willing to pay for advertising? If they say zero, you know from the start that they're not the type of client that you want to work with, especially if you're doing Facebook ads or you're doing Google ads, stuff like that. So you're just asking different types of questions. I'll talk about that maybe in another training. The other things that maybe you can use is Zoom and Skype, right? Or your phone. Traditionally, you'd get on a phone and then you talk to someone. Hello, how are you? You buy airtime or you use a landline, stuff like that. But now, because we're working with people all around the world, all you need to have is an internet connection. You just need to have Zoom, which is free, Skype, which is free, and then you just get calls online. I've never used Facebook FaceTime. Still yet to use that. Maybe it works. I don't know. But yeah, you actually can just do that. And so basically, that's the process that I use and that I go through. And as you can see, my point number 5 there is that you want to rinse and repeat. In other words, you go through this whole process over and over again, over and over again. Maybe just to go to the start, you find your particular niche. Once you find it, you don't worry too much about that one anymore, but you start maybe looking for more groups to join. But you don't even have to join more groups. You just choose maybe about 5 or less. They just have to be groups that have got engagement and the type of people that you want to work with. And then you create your content, your 2 or 3 times a week posts. It's not only about you just posting in there, but also you want to engage with other people's posts, share value in other people's posts, answer their questions on their posts and stuff like that. And don't use posts that are going to get you removed from other people's groups, right? I'm talking about like maybe just going in the post in a group and saying, hey, I actually do what, like these salesy types of posts. People don't want you to sell in their groups unless it's a buy and sell group, right? So make your post in a way that it just gives value to people, and then people will inbox you, not because you say they should inbox you, but because they actually need that help. Unless if you have permission from the admin that you can actually make posts that are actually salesy, but otherwise don't do that, because you're going to get evicted or removed from people's groups. Send value videos or value audios, or actually just images. Like here, I was just sending images to this lady here. Just send those out as much as you can, and then you are going to get responses. Get onto calls with people, share value with them, walk them through your script, and then close the sale. As simple as that. The more you do that, the more you're going to start getting a whole lot of yeses. right? You're going to get a whole lot of yeses. And right now, the stage that I'm at right now is I'm at a stage whereby I can work with. The other reason why, like I mentioned, I've been doing about 10K for the past about 4 or 5 months is because I currently struggle to work with more than 5 clients. 5 clients is a lot of work for me. So what I'm actually doing right now is I'm developing myself with some trainings and stuff like that that can help me to think about how can I scale my agency. I'm inspired by people like Gary Vaynerchuk, who have got like these marketing agencies where they've got like, is it about 600 or 700 people who work for them? I'm now trying to think along those lines of how can I scale so that I can get more people into my team so that I can take care of more people, right? So that's the stage that I'm at right now. I'm now looking at how can I grow my agency from 10K to about 25K. That's my next marker. So you also want to start thinking about that, about that. Don't worry too much about it right now. Focus mainly on getting your 10K. But this is my point. You want to document the things that you are doing, right? So that one day you can just take the things that you are doing and then easily give them to someone else to do them so that you don't have to be present for work to get done in your agency. I hope that makes sense. Right. So, yeah, that's the basic training. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to sell you anything at the end. I'll maybe sell you something in the next coming videos or the next trainings that are upfront. For this one, it's just my gift to you guys, just to celebrate. If you saw like the Facebook post that inspired me to actually create this training, is I was just celebrating that my life had changed in a way that was just so dramatic. And yeah, things have really just started going well for me. Yeah, to put it that way. But what I can say is I've got a lot of people who've been messaging me saying that, okay, we like the idea of starting your agency, but I've got no background, whether it's in Facebook ads or building websites and stuff like that. So, what I'm going to do is that I'm actually currently developing a training on agency building, mainly in terms of Facebook ads and chatbots and a bit of web design. My specialty is going to be mainly focusing on how to get clients. That's the same way that I did in this video. But if you're interested in those areas, how exactly you can build your own marketing agency in those areas, I'm talking about you don't have a background in it. You don't. Maybe you have an idea, but you want someone who's going to walk you through that. I'm developing a free training where I'm actually going to be teaching that. I think it's going to be like a 7-day training or something like that. I'm still yet to see. I've just got an idea of the material and I'm actually developing it. There's going to be a link below this video that you can click on to get the free training that will help you to move from just being a total beginner to someone who's actually ready to start servicing clients. So if you're interested in that, click on the link that's below. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link below. If you're watching on my website, there's a button below. If you're watching on Facebook, there's a link, wherever it is, but there's going to be a link. Just make sure that you click on that. The last thing I'll say is, guys, please give me some comments. Let me know what you think. Hopefully, this was valuable. Hopefully, this was helpful and it can help you to go to another level. My name is Marshall Malaba, and I just love getting testimonials and stories of people around the world who are being helped by some of the stuff that I do. And so that's exactly what drives me. All the best, and please share with me your wins and your victories. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.